Tonight, an orphaned baby orca trapped for nearly 5 weeks is finally free.
That will for her to survive has been really the inspiration.
The moment she swam free, that elaborate rescue not required. But now, can she be reunited with her family? Air Canada apologizes why airline staff tried to put a headdress in cargo.
I'm not going to let them take that from me. They're going to have to pry it from me. I was kind of stunned.
Canada's role in tackling gang violence in Haiti. We take you inside as Canadian forces train international troops for a dangerous mission. A CBC News exclusive.
From CBC News, this is The National with Erica Johnson.
Thanks for joining us. Ian is away. After weeks of worry and a month-long rescue effort, an orphaned killer whale calf stranded in a lagoon off the BC coast is free, and she escaped on her own. The Haiti First Nation says the orca, known as Brave Little Hunter, managed to swim out at high tide from the lagoon on northern Vancouver Island towards the Esperanza Inlet and the open ocean. The mission now is for her to find her pod and reunite with her extended family. Her mother died in that same tidal lagoon. As John Hernandez shows us, there's a lot of relief tonight that she's out.
Joyful news following weeks of anxiety. Social media video shared by the Haiti First Nation shows members attempting to lure a stranded orca calf out of a remote Vancouver Island lagoon with seal meat.
She's gonna go for us. Chukwa!
A high tide at 2:30 a.m. helped the 2-year-old clear the sandbar that had trapped her.
I'm happy, I'm elated. That will for her to survive has been the inspiration.
The 2-year-old orca, nicknamed Qui Saheas, or Brave Little Hunter, entered the lagoon with her pregnant mother just over a month ago. Then suddenly the pair were trapped by a low tide.
Oh, poor girl. That's so sad.
Her mother beached and died.
The community gathered and tried to save her and wasn't successful, so we've tried to maintain the relationship or the connection to Qui Saheas since then.
Concern grew for the 2-year-old calf, stressed and grieving, who had been relying on her mother for food. Attempted rescue operations, from an elaborate plan to capture her in a sling to herding her out, failed. But observers said she still appeared in good spirits. Videos showed her breaching the waters just hours before she made it out on her own.
I'm really happy right now, but I know that we still need to figure out how to reconnect this animal with her family group.
This marine veterinarian was at the lagoon for multiple rescue attempts. He says the biggest challenge now will be finding the orca's pod.
Unfortunately, they haven't been seen in over 2 weeks, and no one knows exactly where they are. At least of this morning, they didn't know where they were, and so it's very difficult to say how long it might take.
The Department of Fisheries and Oceans Canada says it's working with First Nations, whale watchers, and researchers as they attempt to lead her to open waters and hold out hope her family hears her calls.
And John, we're learning a little more tonight about the moments when she got free.
Yeah, officials really painted a picture of it for us, saying she took right off, was very energetic and vocal as she made it into that deep water. They didn't tag her because she had already been through a lot, so right now tracking her isn't an option. The hope is if she can find her family that they'll adopt her back in. Another scenario is that a different but related pod could also adopt her. So for now, it's looking like a happy ending.
Okay, John, thanks so much. John Hernandez in Vancouver. The Ontario Provincial Police says a review is underway after a video showed one of its officers talking about the Prime Minister's movements with a protester. It happened at an event north of Toronto yesterday. As Kate McKenna shows us, the officer also expressed support for the protesters' cause.
He's already here. Do you know where he'll be coming out?
He came in this way and then just U'd in, so.
An Ontario provincial police officer sharing details about the Prime Minister's movements Thursday at an event in Alliston, Ontario, with a protester.
Probably come back out.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
I'm on board with you guys.
Yeah.
But just no profanity.
CBC News reached out to the officer but didn't receive a reply. In the video, he's heard repeatedly agreeing with what the protester says.
I'm pretty sure, especially with the catch and release program and officers getting shot for guys that are already out on violent crimes. Not too many people are with Justin Trudeau at this.
The video spread online, prompting questions about whether police should be sharing political opinions and whether he compromised the Prime Minister's safety.
He's expressed his own personal opinions on a certain matter to obtain favor with the demonstrators, and that's inappropriate for a police officer to do that. You have to remain neutral. And he's also potentially compromised operational information. Now, I don't know if it was obvious where the PM went in or out, but he also disclosed the fact that where the PM actually drove in.
The OPP says it's reviewing what happened.
The video has raised concerns about professionalism and depicts opinions that are not in line with the OPP's values.
The Prime Minister says he won't comment on security measures.
I think it's important to emphasize and understand that the right to protest is really important. In a democracy, your freedom to disagree with the government is something we perhaps take for granted here in Canada.
The RCMP wouldn't comment on this specific incident, but says it's continuously reviewing the measures in place to protect the Prime Minister. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.
In New York, the first week of testimony in Donald Trump's criminal trial wrapped up today. Trump's lawyers grilled former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker over his testimony that he didn't run a story about an alleged affair to help Trump's 2016 presidential bid. Trump is accused of falsifying records to hide hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels. He has pleaded not guilty. BC is rolling back its controversial drug decriminalization pilot project. Facing intense public pressure over open drug use and safety concerns, the province says it will once again ban drug use in public spaces. As Tanya Fletcher shows us, reaction is deeply divided.
Barely a year after BC proudly announced a Canada first in decriminalizing small amounts of illicit drugs, the Premier is now walking it back.
This amendment will make public drug use illegal in British Columbia.
Complaints have been growing about problematic open drug use in parks, hospitals, and bus stops.
We've heard loud and clear from the frontline police officers, public consumption is a significant issue that needs to be addressed, and major changes are required.
A handful of current and former drug users we spoke with say decriminalization has gone too far.
It's permission to do it wherever you want.
Like sit on the sidewalk and use rigs while we have little children walking by us.
Everybody's like going, yeah, like we can do anything we want now. So if they thought they were helping them, they're actually, they hurt them 10 times more.
The changes will recriminalize drug use in public places. People who merely possess drugs won't be arrested unless they're threatening public safety or causing a disturbance. Several mayors support the change. So does the BC Nurses Union, which raised concern over drug use inside hospitals. But some experts warn the overall drug crisis is much bigger than simply giving power back to police to make arrests.
Playgrounds should not have people injecting drugs on them. That makes complete sense. But people are only injecting in inappropriate environments if they don't have access to appropriate environments. And that's the goal that we need to have.
And some advocates say lives are at risk.
One of the things about decrim is we wanted to bring people out of the alleys. People use in the alleys because they're afraid of the cops, afraid of getting arrested, so they die alone there.
With political opponents forcing the issue to the forefront of an upcoming election, it leaves this provincial government with a lot still to wrestle with in its fight for public support. Tanya Fletcher, CBC News, Vancouver.
The Aamjiwnaang First Nation in southwestern Ontario is under a state of emergency tonight. For weeks, high levels of a cancer-causing chemical have been detected in the area near a plastics plant. Katie Nicholson spoke with one band councillor who has been fighting for change for years.
There's another separate one there. Over the overpass, there's another one
Where the stacks are, that's another facility.
Amjanong is surrounded by industry. And for band councillor Darren Henry, that means constantly fighting against pollution. Most recently, benzene levels. So high, the community declared a state of emergency.
We don't know what we're getting from over there.
Over the last few weeks, preliminary data from benzene monitors in the area showed huge spikes of the cancer-causing chemical.
If I sprayed benzene to anybody's face, I would be charged for assault. And I can't fathom that that's not happening to people responsible for the benzene exposures.
The province issued INEOS Plastics Chemical Plant orders to identify the source and come up with solutions to stop the emissions. It's not the first time the chemical plant received orders. In 2019, after elevated levels were detected, it was ordered to reduce the discharge of benzene. Despite that, in 2020 and 2023, it was slapped with more orders to take further measures. INEOS didn't respond to CBC News today, but in a statement last week said it was shutting down to perform maintenance and address a technical issue. In Ottawa, where the world is hammering out a plastics treaty, anger.
We should be tough on this crime, and that means enforcement and jail time if measures aren't taken to reduce those emissions.
The federal government signaled it's watching. Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault saying his department is taking a range of action to support better air quality for the community. Far too tepid a response for Henry.
They just don't care about our rights. I mean, if they did, we'd be sitting at a table with them, I think, right now, saying, how is this going to stop? What do we need to do to make it better?
For now, they're waging the fight on their own. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Amjanong First Nation.
Air Canada is apologizing tonight after its staff tried to remove and stow a headdress belonging to the National Chief of the Assembly of First Nations. Cindy Woodhouse-Nepenak says she was shaken by the experience, but wants to use the moment to call for change. Our Karen Pauls spoke to her today.
National Chief Cindy Woodhouse-Nepenak received this headdress New Year's Day, honoring her role in the historic Indigenous Child Welfare Agreement. The eagle feathers blessed to support her in her travels and her challenges.
It's like your child, like your baby. It's with you. It's part of you.
Wednesday night was the first time she says she had problems traveling with it on a small Dash 8 plane from Montreal to Fredericton.
They wanted to put it down below, and of course, it's got cultural significance to me. And, in that point, I was kind of stunned.
She insisted on keeping the headdress with her as the crew took the case away and sent it to cargo. Woodhouse-Nepenak held the headdress on her lap. She later posted about it on Facebook, prompting anger, outrage, and demands for an apology.
I felt hurt for her.
Leonard Weasel Traveller gifted the headdress to the National Chief on behalf of the Piikani Nation. He says items like this are sacred and need to be handled accordingly.
Perhaps that was just a staff member doing their job and just not having this awareness.
In a statement, Air Canada says the case was difficult to carry in the cabin due to stowage space limitations, and that it has reached out directly to speak with National Chief Woodhouse-Nepenak to better understand and apologize for her experience. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says it was an unacceptable mistake.
It is an unfortunate situation that I hope is going to lead to a bit of learning.
The airline says it will review its policies to make sure special items like this can travel with the customer. The National Chief says despite the disrespect and humiliation she felt, she's encouraged by the support from Indigenous and non-Indigenous Canadians, seeing it as a step towards reconciliation. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Canada's military is wrapping up a mission in Jamaica tonight, training foreign troops to go to Haiti. The aim is to help quell months of gang violence. Paul Hunter traveled to Kingston, Jamaica for an exclusive look at Canada's role.
Inside an old prison compound just outside Kingston, Jamaica, what looks and sounds like a major military operation. In fact, it's a training exercise, the culmination of 4 weeks of military training for troops from 3 Caribbean countries, Jamaica, Bahamas, and Belize. under the guidance of Canadian forces, mostly from Valcartier, Quebec. And all of it with one daunting goal: to get into Haiti, to try to begin to bring order to a place that's now all but overrun by paramilitary gangs. The Canadians came to Jamaica focused on a number of aspects, chief among them instructing first aid in combat zones. The goal is to create a team from the Caribbean that would support troops from Kenya who will lead the mission into Haiti. On this final day of training, Canadians kept careful watch on how it all played out. So too, government and military planners from throughout the region.
It has been phenomenal. I think it has demonstrated the Canadian government's very real commitment to ensuring that it is a part of creating change in Haiti.
But, says Jamaica's Foreign Affairs Minister, more is needed from Canada and other countries before these troops could deploy.
What we do need is the financial support and the equipment support from our larger developed countries to make sure that they are force effective when they deploy.
And for the Caribbean troops, that's a key factor on timing. And so the question of when they'll go into Haiti remains unclear. The head of the Canadian contingent here told CBC News, whatever the future holds, this work is done.
I feel good about it. It is absolutely a tremendous commitment by Canada, and we delivered on that commitment.
And Paul, Haiti has seen foreign intervention in the past with mixed results. What's different about this mission?
Yeah, well, you know, I used that word intervention in my conversation with Jamaica's Foreign Affairs Minister today, and she immediately pushed back on it. And she said, by design, this is not that when the troops do go in, it'll be strictly to come to the aid of Haiti's police, who, as it stands, are overwhelmed and outgunned by those gangs. Haiti is spiraling. And again, so when the troops go in, we're told, it'll be simply to help Haitian authorities try to reverse that. Nothing more.
Paul, thank you. Paul Hunter reporting from Kingston, Jamaica. Starting next week, King Charles is set to resume public duties after nearly 3 months off for cancer treatment and recuperation. This official photo was released to mark the occasion and the upcoming one-year anniversary of the coronation. One of the King's first engagements will be to visit specialists and patients at a cancer treatment centre. It is not involved in his own treatment, which Buckingham Palace says will continue. It's been a little over a year since a civil war broke out in Sudan, and the humanitarian catastrophe continues to worsen.
Without greater effort to stop the war, it will fragment further.
Margaret Evans looks at Sudan's forgotten war next. Plus, Ottawa is betting big on electric vehicles, but are drivers on board?
We're not there yet. We don't have enough charging stations.
The risks and rewards of Canada's EV strategy. And later, one very colorful surprise.
We've talked to our vet about it since then, and she says that she has never seen anything quite like that.
The golden puppy that came out green. We're back in 2.
Tornado on the ground, tornado on the ground.
Powerful tornadoes were reported in several U.S. states today. This video is from Nebraska, where several homes had their roofs torn off. In Texas, this massive storm touched down about an hour south of Dallas. No major damage was reported, but this was the scene in the northern part of the state, where cleanup has begun. The storms are expected to last through Sunday, with millions of people in their path. It's been 1 year since Sudan descended into war, and though it has caused thousands of deaths and a massive humanitarian crisis, some experts say the international community has barely taken note. Margaret Evans looks at why they're calling it the Forgotten War.
Omdurman. Before the war, Sudan's second most populous city, now hollowed out, the fighters and the hopeless, the only ones left behind. We are a third world country, says Bashir Awad. No one cares about us. Sudan descended into war last April when 2 generals turned their arms and their armies against each other. Since then, 8 million people have been displaced. 25 million are in need of urgent humanitarian aid, and delivering it is dangerous, if not impossible.
It's made more difficult since February, when the telephone and telecommunications network became part of this conflict and was shut down.
Easier for both sides accused of human rights abuses to hide what's happening, especially in Darfur, where the paramilitary forces born of the Janjaweed are accused of repeating their genocidal atrocities 20 years later. Critics accuse regional backers of the warring parties, like the United Arab Emirates and Iran, of providing arms.
Both of them have enough backing from outside to continue the conflict, right? And this is part of the issue. It's like, it's not just who can get them to the table, but it's who can turn the faucets off.
Analysts say the international community ignores Sudan at its peril.
Without greater effort to stop the war, it will fragment further. This country that has 7 borders, that really is at the confluence of 4 different regions.
But with the world's attention focused on the Middle East and Ukraine, Sudan's suffering and the potential for another ethnic slaughter is barely surfacing. Margaret Evans, CBC News, London.
A new global report is detailing the dangers of social media to the mental health of girls.
This increased desire to do fitness classes online or go out for a jog.
Why the report says girls are so vulnerable. Plus, Ottawa is spending billions to build up Canada's electric vehicle industry. Is it a sound investment or a big gamble? Our panel will break that down. And her portraits have captured some of Hollywood's biggest stars. Now she's making the move to the big screen.
I do think that there are elements of darkness that you inherit just from being around it for your whole life.
Caitlin Cronenberg takes her place in a Canadian filmmaking family. The National breaks down the stories shaping our world next. Treasures from the Titanic go up for auction in England tomorrow. This gold watch was worn by John Jacob Astor, believed to be the richest man aboard. It's expected to sell for close to $200,000. Another item, the suitcase. It belonged to a violinist who played with his band as the ship sank. In all, 250 items directly from or connected to the doomed voyage will be for sale. A new report is adding to a growing body of research on the harms of social media, especially on young girls and their body image. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson now with what parents should know.
Kelly Dines noticed her teen daughter's behavior start to change during the pandemic. She was spending more time online.
This increased desire to do fitness classes online or go out for a jog, and then all of a sudden food content was being pushed to her phone.
Being in and out of hospitals over the past 4 years for anorexia treatment interrupted the teen's education.
Her world just kept shrinking and shrinking with hospital visit after hospital visit, missing more and more school. I mean, she should be graduating from grade 12.
A growing concern worldwide, according to a new report from UNESCO.
So girls are much more affected by social media, negatively affected. Images in particular, the body image, the feelings and the emotions this causes are far higher for girls than for boys.
The latest report pulls together existing studies, including World Health Organization's report that found teen girls' mental health is under greater strain than that of boys, and Facebook's own research that says 32% of teenage girls said that when they felt bad about their bodies, Instagram made them feel worse, a trend doctors have been noting for years.
There are certain gender norms and certain stereotypes that are inherent in our society that are magnified in these algorithms and on social media. So if you have a phone and you have social media on your phone, you can get it anytime, whereas you wouldn't always have a magazine. So it's the volume and the intensity of the information.
Experts say banning or restricting specific social media apps may not be the best solution. Kids will just find other platforms. They hope raising awareness of the harms may help parents have more honest conversations with their kids. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson, CBC News, Toronto.
Now it's time to dig deeper into the stories shaping our world.
This is, above all, a human crisis.
A movie from a director with a legendary pedigree.
There are elements of darkness that you inherit.
Caitlin Cronenberg's feature film debut. But first,
the largest auto investment in Canada's history.
A new Honda plant, just the latest bid to bring EV jobs to Canada. But sales are slowing.
We don't have enough charging stations.
I just don't trust them yet.
So is it a good investment or a risky gamble? That indeed is the question. $5 billion in taxpayer dollars invested, a Honda EV battery and assembly plant coming to Ontario. We've got our experts here to steer us through the issues. David, you're a columnist with driving.ca and you've been following this closely. Is this a good investment or a risky gamble?
A little bit of both. I mean, the first thing I've got to say is a couple of years ago, Minister Champagne, who's probably in charge of all these negotiations, said he could get a full EV ecosystem into Canada. He could get the mining, he could get the battery production, he could get the cathode production plants, he could get EV assembly. Most of us, including myself, didn't think that was possible. And that's exactly what Honda has announced. That's fantastic. It's kudos to him for going above and beyond. That said, it's an extremely costly proposition. As you said, there's $5 billion taxpayers' dollars involved. They're creating only 1,000 new jobs. Yes, there will be ancillary jobs, as people indicate, not nearly as many as Doug Ford said. He was talking about 28,000 jobs. Most of those are existing. So for $5 billion investment, we're getting, at least with Honda, 1,000 new jobs. And so that's $5 million a piece. And even by all the standards I've seen of money being thrown around, both south of the border and here, that seems like a lot of money.
And David, you mentioned those spin-off jobs. Doug Ford is projecting about 28,000 of them and says there will also be long-term economic benefits. Danielle Breton, President and CEO of Electric Mobility Canada, what's your take? Good investment or no?
I think it's a great investment because of the fact that when you're thinking about a car manufacturer that is careful, that doesn't take many risks, Honda is one of them. They are a well-respected company. Just the fact that they are saying we are moving to electric, this is a big deal. And plus the fact that they're saying this is just the beginning. So they're interested in investing more towards new phases. And we are talking about jobs for more than a generation potentially. So I spoke to some employees yesterday when I was at the plant and they said, this is not only good for me, but it's also good for my kids. So we're talking more than one generation.
So you are optimistic, and yet we know Tesla reported a significant drop in revenues this quarter and just laid off 10% of its global workforce. GM has scaled back its EV operations. Ford says it lost money last quarter. If EVs are the way of the future, why are we seeing these troubling signs in the industry?
Because it's a bumpy road. When you're making such a huge transition, obviously, it is not easy. I'm predicting that some car manufacturers will disappear between now and the next 10 or 15 years. But the truth of the matter is that if you look at the International Energy Report that was published this week, what they saw is if you looked at Q1 sales 2023 versus Q1 sales 2024, around the world, we saw an increase of 25% in EV sales. Just in the US, 15%. And the truth of the matter is that even if, let's say, Tesla, had to lay off some people, I'm confident that some car manufacturers, like especially the Koreans and Tesla as well and others, will be coming. They are coming with more affordable versions of their electric vehicles, and it will make, I think, a big difference in the years to come.
All right. Well, here's something I'd like you to give a listen to. We hit the streets to see how people feel about EVs. Here's one reaction.
Like the batteries they cost too much to replace.
Environmentally, they're not that great because how long or what they have to do to produce them. So I just don't trust them yet.
So, David, how do you respond to that? As a columnist with driving.ca, are you hearing concerns similar to this?
Well, one of the few places I disagree with Danielle is the prediction of really cheap EVs, enough EVs to get the mainstream audience, not the first intenders, not the downtown city dwellers making $200,000 a year buying their Teslas, getting them into EVs. I'm not sure that any of the legacy automakers are going to do this in anywhere the near future. And going back to those jobs you discussed, okay, the greatest threat to those jobs will be, we have a mandate. We must absolutely reach certain elevated goals according to the federal mandate starting in 2026. And we're not going to get there on the back of $65,000, $70,000 Teslas and $100,000 Chevy Silverados. We're not getting there. We need something cheap. And the only people right now that can produce a cheap EV are the Chinese. There's a lot of commotion down in the States. Basically, either they're calling for large tariffs or a complete ban of the import of Chinese EVs. It's one of the few subjects there's bipartisan support. Here in Canada, we haven't talked about that. And so from my point of view, and Danielle talked about the jobs of the future. And, I agree with them, provided we don't get a flood of cheap Chinese EVs like Europe is undergoing right now. That happens, these jobs, these well-paying jobs, both at Stellantis with their new plant, at Norfolk with their battery plant, at Volkswagen with their battery plant, and now Honda, they may be at overcapacity because they just don't have enough of a market because it's being stolen by cheap Chinese imports. So
I'm just going to jump in for a second there because I think you've made your point, Daniel. You're saying, David, you're saying, China has these cheap vehicles coming. But Danielle, I see you are shaking your head in disagreement. So what are your thoughts on that?
So, well, first thing, more affordable EVs are coming to market in North America. Ford is working on them. And as I said, the Koreans are working on them. Tesla's working on them. And you have to keep in mind that while the price of EVs is starting to go down a bit, the other thing is that gas vehicles are getting more and more and more expensive. I mean, average price for a new car, according to Auto Trader in March of 2024, was above 67 grand. So you have 50 different models of EVs and PHEVs, which are available below that price.
Okay, final thoughts.
Yeah.
David, as you know, Ottawa has set a target of 100% sales of zero-emission vehicles by 2035. Are we going to make that target?
No, and we shouldn't consider it an abject failure if we get to 50% EVs, 40% hybrids, and only 10% ICEs. I don't understand how making that large a conversion, even in 15 short years, should be considered a failure. I don't understand that.
Okay, over to you, Danielle. Between now and 2035, what needs to happen?
Well, what needs to happen, more affordable EVs. Price of batteries is going down significantly. I mean, we're talking about a 40% drop between 2020 and 2026 in battery prices per kilowatt hour. So it will happen. I love you, David, but you're wrong. The thing is that
I love you too, Danielle,
really
but
quickly.
you're wrong too.
I will let you both agree to disagree. David Booth, Daniel Breton, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Coming up, part of an iconic Canadian filmmaking family who's made a name for herself snapping celebrity portraits.
I am under a bit more of a microscope than if I were just coming out of the gate without any association with anybody else.
Eli Glasner speaks to Caitlin Cronenberg about her movie-making debut. That's next.
There are film families for a reason.
The daughter of a Canadian master of body horror, Caitlin Cronenberg has charted her own path to the director's chair.
It just kept feeling right and more right.
Her debut feature, a different brand of darkness.
It's a thriller, it's a satire, it's a dark comedy, it's a family drama.
all set against the backdrop of environmental collapse. As that film Humane comes to theaters, Eli Glasner sat down with Cronenberg to talk about how her unique upbringing and a career as a celebrity photographer led to this moment.
You grow up watching your family love what they do. It opens a door to have a career that you love. No, I like it.
Much of Caitlin Cronenberg's family work in the film biz, so being in the spotlight is new for her. For most of her professional career, she was behind the scenes as a photographer, albeit one with an impressive portfolio.
I have a little slideshow here of some of your work.
Adam Driver.
He set leaves on fire, he went in the lake. It's a real joy to have someone who feels so creatively free.
The force of nature that was Carrie Fisher.
Nobody loved their pet more than Carrie loved Gary.
Dan Levy and some friends.
Right? He knows exactly who Dan Levy is and how he's separate from his family legacy.
Recognize this iconic Drake cover? Caitlin shot it.
Of course, the cover is this iconic image, which went viral in a way that I could have never anticipated.
And how about a rock and roll Robert Pattinson?
We drove out an RV into the desert. It was very Breaking Bad and very Mad Max.
And then finally,
hey, that's me.
Tell me about her.
She loved the zoo. I was a very, very shy kid. I grew up, with a very loving family, and I still have a very loving family.
A family many film fans would know. Her father, David Cronenberg, is one of Canada's most prolific and successful filmmakers. His very name, an adjective for spooky, slimy pieces of cinema that get under your skin. Get him out of here! But for her, that was just Dad and his friends at work.
For me, watching my dad and then eventually my brother, my mom all work as part of film crews, I would think to myself, wow, you can really love what you do.
But it wasn't her father Caitlin was planning on following.
I don't think I ever consciously decided not to do the thing that my dad is doing. Right. My dad's sister was a costume designer, and she was my favorite aunt. I wanted to do what she was doing. And so I would come to set of my dad's movies and hang out with her in the wardrobe trailer.
She went to school to study fashion. When she was asked to take a couple snaps for a shoot, Caitlin had found her calling.
I loved, the simplicity of photography and the fact that you can be alone and do it. Yeah. You can also be with a massive crew and everyone's participating and contributing.
Soon, Caitlin Cronenberg's career exploded. She was shooting major campaigns, magazine covers, but she wanted more.
For you, with the family name, there's a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you're going to be dealing with. So what drove you to say, okay, I want more than just single images now. I want movement, I want acting, I want all the rest.
It was actually Annie Murphy, the Schitt's Creek star, that asked Caitlin to direct a music video for a web series.
And that was the first time I ever actually directed something from start to finish.
I don't believe this. How did you feel, though?
I felt amazing.
Yeah?
I felt comfortable. I felt like myself. I felt like I had been doing this my whole life.
But for the daughter of David Cronenberg, making your feature film debut is no simple matter.
I am under a bit more of a microscope than if I were just coming out of the gate without any association with anybody else. It's more about preparing myself and making sure that I feel confident sharing my art with the world, knowing that some people will just say, this is garbage, you're a Nepo baby. And I'm proud of my family, right? I would never operate under a different name just to avoid this because I'm so proud of the work that they've done and the people who they are.
We must not forget that this is, above all, a human crisis.
And with her squeamish new thriller, she's not shying away. If anything, she's leaning in.
That one of us is leaving here tonight in a body bag.
Humane, Caitlin's first full-length film, takes place in a near future where the effect of climate change forces a family to make brutal choices.
We are so happy you all joined us tonight for a family dinner.
Voluntary euthanasia?
We've decided to enlist.
Except it's not so voluntary.
Hi, I'm Bob.
you're still kind of moving around like in a way that's adjacent to something that we would describe as Cronenberg-esque. So again, like, I'm starting to think you maybe like that challenge.
I do think that there are elements of darkness that you inherit just from being around it for your whole life. You know, there was a mugwump in my basement, and that's just how I grew up. And what spoke to me about Humane was that it was not a classic horror film. It's a thriller, it's a satire.
And once cameras were rolling, did she go to Dad for advice? Not really.
It's the way that any person asks their parent for advice when they trust a parent, rather than like, hey, Pops, what do I do next here? And he would say, well, you got this.
Think about your lives. One of you is going to realize that it's not all that great.
What's clear Caitlin shares with her father is a certain droll sense of humor, an ability to twist a climate change catastrophe into a bloody good time.
Obviously, this is a family drama that takes place in the midst of an environmental collapse. You know, if people come out of this film thinking, I should really educate myself more about climate change, then I may ask them, how come you haven't already done that? Right. This is not news. But ultimately, this is meant to be a satirical look at what would happen in this extreme situation. And my hope is that people just have a great time and enjoy it.
In that interview, Cronenberg had a lot to say about the celebrity she's captured with her camera as a photographer. And you can see that on our YouTube channel, CBC News, The National. The Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion goes into service next week, and The National will have the fear, opposition, and hope it brings across the Canadian West. Here's a taste.
The Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion, more than a decade in the making, dividing Canadians along the way. The TMX starts moving oil next week from oil country.
This pipeline's giving people employment too, and it's helping boost the economy in the area.
To the BC coast.
We will be out there with our boats. That's the final line with this stuff. You're going to try and ship that stuff. We'll be out there to stop you.
And through the First Nations along the way.
We do deserve a share of the revenue based off the resources being sold through our territory.
And how folks feel about TMX likely depends on where they live along the line. CBC News is on the road, taking the temperature on Trans Mountain. That's next week on The National.
That three-part series brought to you by the CBC's Erin Collins in the days ahead. Coming up, a puppy that stole the limelight with her unusual coat.
Her mom had cleaned her up. She was still very green.
The green retriever is next in our moment. No, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. That right there is a green puppy. Shamrock is a golden retriever, but she looked different from her siblings since the moment she was born. With her lime-colored coat, she's been stealing hearts across the web. Tonight, the green retriever makes our moment.
We knew that she was different right away. With light-colored dogs, it is common to have a little bit of green or maybe a few spots, but then the mom cleans them up and it's gone. But what happened with Shamrock, when it was this deep, dark, rich lime green, I thought, well, I'll get some water on a cloth and we'll clean up. That green was not going away. That is not common at all. In fact, we've talked to our vet about it. She has never seen anything quite like that. She was exposed to biliverdin in the womb, and that caused the green to come. It's a green bile salt, and she was exposed to a lot of it. She was pretty vibrant for about 3 weeks, and then for another couple weeks, it was fading, and then now she's where it's just a little bit here and there. So we waited about 4 weeks to share Shamrock with the world, and so we just wanted to make sure that she was okay. She is healthy, she's happy, she is feisty.
I think it's kind of sad that Shamrock is losing her green, but can you imagine the surprise when she arrived on the scene? She probably wasn't the only one green, though. I'm sure her puppy siblings were also green with envy that their sister there was getting all the attention. For all of us here at The National, thank you for being with us. You can watch us anywhere, anytime on the free CBC News app. You can subscribe to The National's YouTube channel, too. I'm Erica Johnson in Vancouver. Good night.